All right, y'all, we about to go through a shoulder workout. You know, every time I come up to the DMV, got to connect with my man, Shorty Nice, Danny. And today I'm going to let him run the show. We got a shoulder workout. What we doing?
Biggest thing for shoulders most of the time, I try to hit the stuff. Same thing with legs too. I always try to hit the things first that I can't see. So the things that you can't see when you look in the mirror. So for shoulders, we're going to start off doing some side laterals, just kind of warm up rotator cuffs. But then we're going to move the rear delts. So we're going to do some reverse pec deck, some face pulls, different variations, just to kind of hit those things. That way you don't neglect them. Just kind of feel like when you save the stuff that you can't see for the end, you end up neglecting them. So if you focus on them in the beginning while you're energized and ready to go, makes your workout more effective and more well-rounded.
So in other words, you're about to get fucking busy. Let's go.
And then pull to your forehead. So the biggest thing when you're doing face pulls, a lot of times people just kind of yank it. And because the muscles are so close together, you end up hitting your traps a lot too. And you want to avoid that. So by shortening the range of motion when you do this, so meaning not extending all the way, you keep the tension on the rear delt, which is what you want. A lot of people do this, they just kind of yank it, heavy weight, jerk it. You're gonna hit the muscle, but stuff like that I always compare to like shooting a shotgun versus shooting a sniper rifle. So when you snipe something, you're hitting the target and hitting exactly what you want. Versus when you shoot a shotgun, you're gonna hit the target, but it's gonna scatter, and you're gonna kind of hit everything. So you wanna make the most of the energy that you're exerting. So that's why we think like that. And it's always good to start off with a lighter weight, especially with something new that you're not familiar with. That way you kind of get gauge where you are with it, how comfortable you are with it, and then just kind of work your way up from there. You're gonna lean across this, try to bring your chest flush with the top or just over top. And all we're gonna do, so same thing with this. What we want to be trying to hit most with doing this is kind of like a variated reverse fly. We want to be hitting rear delts again. So at the top of the movement, you'll see right here, that's his rear delt right here. Naturally, when you squeeze your back, you're gonna squeeze your back, your mid back, your trap some. But this is a really good movement, especially if you control it. That's why we're only using 10-pound kettlebells. You could also use 10-pound plates too, or dumbbells. But when you're in control of it, on the way up and on the way down, the eccentric and concentric movement, it really helps you, again, keep the tension on your rear delt, or any muscle for that matter.
Did y'all hear what he said? The what? The eccentric and what?
That. You gotta sound it out. So, a little inside joke me and DP have is every time he flies in, and every time we work out together, he never packs enough shit. He never packs gym clothes, he never packs pre-workout, never packs food, nothing, right? Just him, his teeth, and that's it. So every time we train together, he always wants me to bring a shirt, and I'm down to just my shirts now because I had to bring him the one he's wearing. And I said if I would have known that he was this in shape, I would have brought him a fucking turtleneck instead, so I could look a little better.
This is definitely his shirt. All right, y'all, we just got done closing out our shoulder workout. Like I said, every time I come to DMV, as many times I can get a workout with my man. I've been working out with him for probably the past 7 years. And Danny is my personal accountability partner. I call him when I'm crying and shit. I call him when, I just need some type of inspiration, motivation, or just need to hear something different. He's always been my soundboard, always been a close friend of mine, and always gives some good workouts. I always learn something new because, of course, he's in the bodybuilding world, and with the workouts that he does is a lot different from just a normal, everyday person. So I'm always learning new things. Anything new that he learns, he usually teaches me. So it's always good to connect and just sit back and be educated for once.
There's always things to learn. There's always ways to grow. This guy has been an inspiration for me since the very beginning. It still is to this day. One of my closest friends. I consider him just as close as blood. I don't have any blood brothers, so he's as close
It's my brother, man.
He's as close of a brother
dude.
to me as anybody. And it's just as big. It's big to never be too big and never have too much of an ego. You can always learn something from somebody, somewhere. And the minute that you start thinking like that, the better you'll become.
Make sure y'all go follow, man. It's your boy BT. I'm out here.